Recording in progress. Okay, so just gonna give some housekeeping rules. Please have your video switched on throughout the meeting as one of the means of interaction with other participants. Please keep your speaker on mute when you are not speaking. For guests, you are encouraged to partake in the table topic session where you can practice to give impromptu speech. This meeting will be recorded for archive purposes. For any speech that requires no recording, kindly mention before presenting the speech. So now we will proceed with the presiding officer's opening address by myself as well. So I would like to welcome everyone for the 408 meeting themed Voices of Freedom. So before we go on, I would like to thank our external role players who are present here today with us. So we have Azmil Abdul Aziz, ETM from BP Bangsa South Toastmasters Club as one of our speech evaluator. We have Conan, who is not only an external role player, but an unofficial UMTMC member from Taylor's Toastmasters Club as a prepared speech evaluator as well. We have Muthukumaran DTM from Falim Toastmasters Club as prepared speech evaluator. Sonea Clarence from Falim Toastmasters Club as our general evaluator of the meeting tonight. And finally, we have Alif Ibrahim from Cyberjaya Community Toastmasters Club as our grammarian. So today's theme is Voices of Freedom, which it might not sound as a themed meeting as there was not much of theme going on except on the poster. But when I'm thinking of Voices of Freedom, all I could think of is how people decided to voice out to gain their freedom, to gain independence, which is what Independence Day is all about as we are approaching Independence Day. And can anyone tell me when is our Independence Day?
Tanggal 31.
Betul, tanggal 31. Yes.
Bulan
So,
bulan 8, 57.
The song, right?
Yalah.
so, and so our word of the day is on theme resilience, which means the capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness, which is a very important quality of those who fight for their freedom every day. Because without resilience, I do not think there will be Independence Day celebrated today. So without further ado, I will officially start the meeting and hand over the stage to Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Wei Xiang. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harshini. And good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and friends. Today, we are here on a special occasion. Well, it's not special, but every day is special, which is to say every day can be someone's birthday. But today's occasion, we'll be celebrating Independence Day, which will take place next week. So this is kind of like a pre-celebration. Tonight, we gather under a powerful banner called Voices of Freedom. So it means we'll be celebrating Independence Day. But why are we saying Voices of Freedom? Why not just freedom? Okay, this is where our freedom of speech comes from. Because under the Constitution or Perlembagaan, we have the rights of speech. So that is why we are here today. We can gather today as a group, as a community, because we are protected under the law by the voices of freedom, by our freedom of speech. And why is that so? Because in 1957, our first Prime Minister, Tunku Abdul Rahman, he fight for us. And from that point onwards, our country has gone through a lot of progression, and that's why we are here today. And I know it's a bit late, but can I see if there's any guests here? If there's any guests, would you please raise your hand? I like to see some show of hands. Okay, I see some Wallace. Okay, very nice to meet you. And then, yeah, for everybody, welcome here. Okay, nice history. Okay, so now I'll be going through our what? Our Toastmasters history. Can I get the slides here? I'm so sorry. Am I pinned? Okay. Okay, so Toastmaster was founded by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley. Call him Smedley. Oh, he's the founder of Toastmasters. But it was founded in 1924. But before that, it was a small group where Smedley, he thought that there was a need for young people. He was under young, sorry, can you go back previous slide? Yeah, so he was working in YMCA, so young, forgot the name, what Christian Association in the United States. So in that time, he felt that there was a need for a public speaking club to improve the public speaking skills of the Young Christian Association at that time. So he organized this kind of meetings where he would be the evaluator, and then all the other members, which is the young boys, will be giving prepared speech. So this was kind of how the idea came about. Yeah, Young Men's Christian Association. Yes, thank you for clarifying. And then it was founded in 1924, officially founded because Smedley was going through a bunch of different clubs, and then in Santa Ana, California, he was very active in that club. So that's how he started to found the Toastmasters. He did a bunch of guidelines, a bunch of rules, bunch of do's and don'ts on how to do the meeting. And it is after all these things, like how to speak, conduct meetings, plan programs, and work on communities, that we are able to gather here today under Toastmasters International. Okay, go to the next slide. Okay, it is a worldwide network of club with over 270,000 members and over 14,000 clubs in 150 countries. So it has grown quite exponentially since then. And the club Toastmaster helps everybody to build up confidence and competence in communication, leadership, as well as event planning. Next slide. Okay, so our Toastmasters Club, UMTMC, University Malaya Toastmasters Club, was founded by Vincent Hall. It was under a CITRA event. MISA was promoting the ICSA professional course to universities and colleges, and Vincent Hall was asked to help in the objective to promote the Toastmasters movement. And approximately 4 years were spent in following up with the uni officials through the tenures of 2 terms vice chancellors of UM. And so we have to thank our founder, Vincent Hall. Next slide. And CITRA, the Centre of Industrial Training and Relations, encourages UM students to improve speaking skills. CITRA, led by Professor Maro Haini and Dr. Stephanie Pillai, was nominated to commence the formation work. The Faculty of Languages and Linguistics naturally was tasked with the inception of Toastmasters International Club of University Malaya. And Mid Valley Toastmasters and my CSA Toastmasters came to conduct a demo meeting. Next slide. Next slide, please. And our first meeting, TICUM, was chartered in 18th of April 2007 in the Dewan Persidangan Faculty of Language and Linguistics in the year 2007. A year later, the club changed its name to University Malaya Toastmasters Club, which stuck until now. Next. So how will our meeting today be progressing? So first, we'll have some prepared speech. Next, we'll have table topics. And after that, we'll have evaluations of both prepared speech and table topics. So what prepared speech is that members of the Toastmasters Club, they present their prepared speeches with specific objectives. And table topics is where members and guests present impromptu speeches where they are given specific topics and they have to answer those topics in the span of few minutes. And evaluations will be conducted by the more experienced Toastmasters to the table topics as well as prepared speeches. And next. And without further ado, I'd like to invite the grammarian, Alif Ibrahim, to introduce himself.
Hello, can you hear me?
Alif, you are very slow, very quiet.
Soft,
So, how about now?
a bit better, but can it be louder?
All right, let me try. I think I am on my max now. Can you hear me?
A lot better. I
All
think I'm-
right. Okay, I'm sorry for not opening camera. I'll be able to open camera after this. So thank you so much for inviting me, and I'll be your grammarian for today. So I'll be introducing the word of the day. So the word of the day for tonight is resilient. Resilient. Resilience is a noun, and the definition is the capacity to withstand or recover quickly from difficulty. Example, her resilience helped her bounce back quickly after facing several setbacks in her studies. So please use the word of the day throughout your speech. Thank you. Back to you.
Wheezing, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Okay, thank you, Alif. So now I'd like to invite Harshini to present herself about the R counter role.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. So, greetings to fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Harshini, our R counter. And now I'd like to invite our timer for the day, Aimaan, to introduce himself.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Hi, my name is Aimaan and I am the timer for today's meeting. And the purpose of the timer is to keep track of schedule and to make sure that things don't go out of time. And I'll be timing project speeches, the table topics, and evaluation segments using the background. And I will be showing the green background for project speech. For project speeches, I'll be showing the green background when it's, hold on. I'll be showing the green background when it's 5 minutes, the yellow background when 6 minutes has passed, and 7 minutes. And when 7 minutes has passed, I'll show the yellow background. For table topics, I'll be showing the green background for the 1 minute, yellow for 1 minute 30 seconds, and red for 2 minutes. And for evaluations, I'll be showing 2 minutes in green color background, 2 minutes 30 seconds will be a yellow color background, and red will be 3 minutes. And for every speech, there's a 30-second grace period before time's up. Thank you, and back to you, TME.
You, our timer, Aimaan, for his introduction. Now, can you go to the next slide? So sorry. Okay. Okay. Now we'll start with the prepared speeches. Next slide. Okay, so our first speaker is Nina Patricia, who will be doing her level 2 project, Understanding Your Leadership Style. The purpose of this project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership style or styles. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspects of his or her primary leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. Next slide. Next, okay. Okay, Nina, she's a UM law student, which has somehow completed her level 1. So now she's in level 2 of her pathway. And it is quite fast, quite astonishing because I entered Toastmaster at the same time as her, but she's already 1 level ahead of me. But now she's gonna go way ahead of me right now by accomplishing her level 2's pathway, by doing her level 2 pathway. So now, Nina Patricia, sit, stay, obey my leadership style. Sit, stay, obey my leadership style. Nina Patricia, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. So fellow Toastmasters, before I start, timer, don't start yet. I would like to have a victim. Now, my victim, I would like to have, let's just use Toastmaster of the evening. Wei Xiang, pretend you are my client and you want me to lead a group of architects to build your dream house. How would you want it? What would you ask from me and what do you expect from me to lead the team?
Nina, for my dream house, I like to have a 5-story house, but I just want the 5th story. I don't want the first 4 stories because the 5th story is the one with the best view. The rest of the stories, I don't want it. So please help me build my dream house.
Okay, consider it done. Timer, you can start. All right. So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Nina, and if you ever worked with me, you would know that I don't just lead, I command. I get the job done. Some leaders, they inspire with gentle encouragement, with soft persuasion. And at first, coming into this speech, brainstorming this, I could not pinpoint what my leadership style was. So what I did best was I took the Discover Your Leadership Style quiz online, and the results were I am what you called a authoritative leader, which means when I take charge, my message is simple. Consider it done. Now, in other words, I am scientifically proven to be a toxic leader. To get what I want, my way. As we know, Ivan Pavlov. Have you guys heard of that name? Who knows? Raise of hands. All right, nice. So you guys know Ivan Pavlov, which is the psychologist. Every time he rings a bell to feed his dogs, the dogs would be conditioned to know, oh, okay, bell, ding, 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 equals, ooh, I get food, yummy. So, and eventually over time, the dog starts drooling when they think of, when they hear the bell because they're like, oh, yes, food, even when there isn't any food. Now that is considered classical conditioning. Now, what if I told you I've been using that same methods in my leadership style until now? So, what do authoritative leaders do? Authoritative leaders basically brings clarity. You'll always know what we want from you at the end of the day, which is your obedience. Just listen and follow whatever I tell you to do. Sounds toxic, right? But hear me out. Let me share a few stories and to show how this style actually works in my life. Now, yes, as Wei Xiang mentioned, I am a law student of University Malaya, and in my first year, I was tasked to do a project under the subject Law and Society, where we had to do a project for the people, by the people. Now, In the first week, there were so many groups arguing, brainstorming, discussing, still don't know what to do. But my group, we already progressing. Why? Because the first thing I said once we got assigned and once I became the leader was, okay, consider it done. And that became the rhythm of our team. Because every time I lay out an instructions, the team would move forward. Work will be done. I would be, okay guys, today we do this. I think we should do da 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 da. You do this, you do that, you do da da. XYZ. No democracy. No, okay, let's vote. No, just pure authoritative clarity from me. And the results? We pulled off the most successful project for the we pulled off the most successful project for the subject that actually makes a difference to the society. And dare I say, better than the other groups. But yeah, that is the upside of my style. While others are still debating on what to do, how to go about this with no direction, I already start mobilizing. I have a plan and a destination. Just like Pavlov ringing the bell, I don't wait for hesitation. I condition people into action. You want a great result? Okay, consider it done. But of course, I'm aware my leadership began long before my law school. Back in secondary school, I was the school's library president. And I remember so well that I was tasked in front of my team of librarians by the headmistress to make the library a hotspot for students and to make the best team of librarian for the school. And all I said to her was, okay, consider it done. I managed to get our school to be the benchmark for other school libraries in KL during my tenure. And all my teammates had to do was just listen and obey my commands. And if that's not successful leadership, I don't know what is. Actually, in fact, isn't that what great leadership is though? To inspire consistent actions. Except mine just happens to involve more minor psychological manipulation. Of course, I'm aware there are dangers of this style. An authoritative leader can come off as too forceful or too my way or the highway, which can, of course, silence voices or even push people away. The last thing I want is if I lead with pressure, people might associate me with stress and no progress. That's why I'm learning to adapt, to balance both my decisiveness with listening while still getting what I want and how I want it. Because at the end of the day, leadership isn't about being feared, it's about being trusted. Channeling both my authoritative style with empathy and responsibility. So, yes, I may be authoritative, I may be a red flag, but rest assured, I'm a red flag with results. Like Pavlov, I don't just bark commands, I create associations. I link my leadership with results, growth, and progress. Consider it done. But of course, don't worry, because if you follow me, you'll not only be conditioned to obey like a good dog, but to also expect success for yourself. I am basically Pavlov with a law degree. And if you don't believe me, just wait until I ring the bell and I'll have you celebrating for me. Consider it done. Thank you. That is all.
Consider it done. You are quite the leader from your speech. Consider it done. So if I were to be under your leadership, I might be very feared to do the things that you are not saying or the things that you are not wishing because you are quite the authoritative leader. And yes, although there are many different kinds of leadership styles, authoritative is definitely one of the leadership styles. And I agree, it is a good style as long as it brings result. Because at the end of the day, we want results. whatever you do, there must be a result. There is always a report. And yes, thank you very much. I like to say something because just now I mixed up the numbering. So it was supposed to be Lim and Siew, the first speaker, and then Nina Patricia, the third speaker. So now I like to run it back. So I like to invite Lim Yan Siew for her next speech. For her speech, Lim Yan Siew is a brave girl, while at least before the incident. So let us dive into her journey, where the trilling became the real trill. So Lim Yan Siew, she'll be completing her level 1 evaluation and feedback first speech. The purpose of this speech is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. And evaluating Lim Yan Siew will be none other than Muthukumaran, the TM from Falim TMC. Can you go to the next slide? Lim Yan Siew, trill or trill, Lim Yan Siew. The stage is yours.
Hello, am I audible? Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, it was supposed to be Trill, Thrill. Okay, but it's okay. Let's move on. Okay, so it was a Friday morning where me and my group of friends planned to go for a hike at Bukit Gasing, and I was supposed to pick them up from the dorm at 8, but when I wake up and the sunlight was striking onto my eye, I realized I was doomed. My alarm went off. I mean, it didn't turn on eventually because my phone died as I forgot to turn on the charging cable. So I got ready as quick as possible and called my friends to go to Bukit Gasing, and I will meet them soon. But by the time when I reached there, it was already 8:45, and I see none of them at the entrance. I was like, did they depart without me? But guess what? We just ended up at the different entrance, where they are at the Kerinci entrance, which is, I name it the KL entrance, and I was at the PJ entrance. I would need another 20 minutes to reach the other entrance, so someone suggested we meet in the middle, and I agree with that. So here is where the trilling, or I should say the thrilling, begins. I hop on the journey of hiking alone with the mindset of, I hiked this hill before, it should be fine, without noticing that my last hike here was actually 2 years ago. I was very, very confident at first until I realized that I reached the peak of the mountain and there was a signboard writing under construction. And then I realized, oh, I shouldn't have done this. But then the regret struck when there was no line in the jungle and I was surrounded with mosquitoes without any mosquito repellent, and the weird sound of the bug getting louder and louder. Then I have no one beside me, and lastly, seeing a snake, or I should say a giant lizard, moving beside the bush around me. So the only thing I could do was just run and run and run. I almost fall down, but then I got back to the track where I could see signboard, and the left side leads me back to my car, but the front leads me to my friends. When I calm myself down, I plan to search for my friends rather than going back to my car. But I went regret 10 minutes after that because I didn't realize my phone was about to die. I was left with 3% battery and without any power bank in my bag. I was so confused, but I still was still very responsible to send a message to my friends, telling them to not worry about me if I lost contact. It's just my phone dying, and also me dying quietly in my inner heart. But still, I managed to send the last picture of my location, where is a location where they passed by before my phone dies. I continued to walk and was kind of lost. Like, which track should I go? But thankfully, I saw groups of people, finally. I asked all of them the same questions, but got the same reply at the end. Hello, have you seen anyone, any groups of people same age as me? Oh, no leh. Are you lost? No, I'm not lost. Why am I lost? I just departed from the different entrance as them. I'm not lost. Then they be like, writing, there was a word I don't believe on their face, but they still point me the direction to the Kerinci entrance. And at the end, I managed to reach the Kerinci entrance, but my friends were not there anymore because I told them to keep moving forward. I will catch up. And that was my biggest regret of the whole journey. I still plan to continue to walk and walk and walk and walk until I realized, hey, why is the pathway getting narrow and narrower? And this reminds me of the news of a girl getting lost in Bukit Wawasan, where she eventually met an uncle, or is it really an uncle, or the guard of the jungle? The uncle pointed her directions, but she still got lost in the jungle, and I was so afraid that I will meet the same uncle. Although it's not Bukit Wawasan, but in Bukit Gasing, there might be an uncle too. So my decision was to turn back. And eventually, I did meet an uncle, or I should say uncles and aunties. This time, I just tell them, hello, uncle, auntie, my phone died. I lost my friends. Can you bring me out? Then we like, oh my God, so pity this girl. Come follow us. We will bring you out to the entrance. It's so kind of them. I just follow the uncle, aunties, and we chit chat. And we chit chat until the peak of the mountain. And when we were heading back to the entrance, like when we were halfway through, I saw someone familiar. Shout out to Aimaan here. He was in the friend of group too. He volunteered to search for me because they were almost reaching the entrance, but he hid back to search for me, and eventually we meet. I was so thankful, and when I meet him, I almost cried. Oh my God. And yes, this is definitely a very thrilling journey for me. So at the end of the day, I wasn't just relieved to reunite with my friends. I was grateful. Like grateful for their patience on waiting for me, got bite by the mosquitoes, and for the kindness of the strangers pointing the directions to me. And lastly, for the reminder that even when things don't go according to the plan, we can still find our way back. This experience taught me that sometimes when the real journey isn't just about reaching the peak, but also about having the resilience to keep moving, the courage to ask for help, and also for the joy for knowing that I'm not alone. What started as a thrill truly became a thrill, but for this one, I will remember for a long time. And that's all from me. Thank you. Back to
Thank
you,
you, Lim Yan
Toastmasters of
Xiu.
the evening.
Sure. Okay, thank you, Lim Yan Xiu, for her wonderful speech, Trill and Trill. Oh, okay. I thought I was lagging for a second. Okay. It was quite a predicament for you to be lost in Bukit Gasing. Well, I do find that being lost is never a good thing, but when you're in an environment where there's a lot of different hikers, and it is not really that hard for you to find other people's hiking with you. So there is always hope. So your resilience really did help you at the end, compared to if you were to just stay still at your own spot. So really kudos to you. And now I'll be going to the next speaker. I'll be introducing the next speaker, Young Shin Yin. She'll be doing her level 1 evaluation as feedback for speech. The purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Next slide. Young Shin Yin 7 years, 12 years, the time it takes to love. 7 years, 12 years, the time it takes to love. Young Shin Yin, the stage is yours.
Okay, Toastmaster. Have you ever wondered how long does it take to fall in love? Love doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes it comes after years of struggling, frustration, and waiting. That is how it was for me and music. It took me 12 years to fall in love with the piano. I loved it, hate it, and loved it again. It took me 7 years to fall in love with the Chinese violin. I hated it, gave it up, and pick it up again. Let's talk about the years. I began learning the piano at the age of 5. It was love at first sight. Sit in the piano room, or I actually call that a sorrow with a keyboard for hours. I thought I had found the love of my life. Now, it wasn't that was great. Life got easier, and piano started to mean exam, grades, and especially my piano teacher. Shin Yin, you need to practice at least 2 hours a day. Pardon me? At least 2 hours a day? Kidding me? Yes, I still practice at home. Piano teachers are a scary yet powerful teacher. One note, your fate is decided. And if they ever give you that mouth face and ask, how many days have you practiced this way? How long each day? You know for sure you're dead. Practicing the same piece over and over again makes me hate the piano more and more. Something clicked. So for it again. I didn't know which day it was. Perhaps it was the day that my hand had finally danced freely across the black and white key. Perhaps it was the day that I found my inner peace with the piano. In 7 years. I began learning the Chinese violin, also known as the erhu, at the age of 30. This time, it wasn't love at first sight. It was hate at first sight. I was forced to join the Chinese orchestra, and I didn't pick this piece of wood as my instrument application. I picked it because I joined the orchestra. That's simple. Other clubs usually had activities on Friday or Saturday. But could someone tell me why, when it comes to my club, it became Friday, Saturday? That makes sense. The orchestra, I have instruments, and now I still need to go for practice. Please. Since then, you could always find me sitting among them, moving my elbow to the rhythm of up, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4. That movement alone took me months. So when I graduated, the first thing I did was to pick my instruments and tuck it in the storeroom. There I go, never again. So I thought. A year later, I pick it up again and join another orchestra. How funny it was. And immediately, I regretted it. And I nearly quit just right before the first practice. I packed my instruments, put it on my shoulder, and turned around. But by coincidence, I ran into some of the orchestra. So I turned around again and pretended I just arrived. Never mind, I told myself. At least it's not twice a week this time. So day after day, practice after practice, until something changed suddenly. I found my sense of living with the orchestra, with the instruments. I didn't know. Perhaps it was the struggle that we went through together. Perhaps it was the shining moment on stage that made those struggles work. Or perhaps it was just those ordinary moments that make that I feel my attempt and I would like to throw the instrument across the room. Soon, I realized something. Many of us stop trying too early. They say, I tried, it didn't work, and they give up. But what you failed or failed at in the past doesn't mean it's not for you. What about my 12 years? Or 7 years? I didn't love it immediately or consistently. Sometimes all it takes is just more time, more patience, and more trying. Finding something you love in life is just like finding someone you love. It's a journey and it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight and it rarely happens in just one try. The problem is, many of us stay trapped in the comfortable little circle. We take a step out. But then it's still alone when you have to define what you love in life. There's no free lunch that will fall from the sky. Even today, if a durian falls, it's not because you are hungry. It's just simply because it's real. And even then, it doesn't fall right beside you. You still have to step out of the circle to grab it. So go. Look for it. Try it. Maybe you'll fail. Then you quit. But remember, come back. Pick it up and try harder. Again, again, and again. On repeat. Just like practicing a song, you press the wrong note, you stumble, and you stop. Until one day, new music plays back to you. That is how you find what you truly love or enjoy in life. Back to you, Toastmaster Ikhtifar.
Thank you, Shin Yin, for your speech. 7 years, 12 years, the time it takes to love. Looking at your topic, 7 years, 12 years, it is quite a lengthy period. And I didn't know it would be about instruments, it would be about pianos and erhu. And from what I know, everybody who plays an instrument are talented, but never have I ever thought the struggles it takes for these people to be so good at what they do. And yes, your speech was really eye-opening, and your resilience really is what made you who you are today. Okay, so that is the end of our prepared speeches section. Now we'll have a vote for the best speaker. Uh, the vote selection.
Okay. So
Okay.
I'll be doing the votes in Zoom.
Mhm.
Okay, wait on. Okay.
Okay.
I will open it for 10 more seconds.
Just clarify, Nina Batisha is the first speaker, and then Lim Siu is the second speaker, and Yong Xuan is the third speaker.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Okay, if everyone has
Okay.
done their vote. Okay.
3, 2. Okay.
Okay, the vote is done. So we'll now move on to a quick break session. We will be back in about 5 minutes. So 8:54, we'll be back. So everyone, if you want to go to the toilet, this is your time. So, oh, I'm sorry, so sorry. There's no break, so we'll now, because we are uh behind schedule, so we'll now just continue to our next session, the table topic session. I'll be giving the floor to, sorry, the table topics is where impromptu speeches are given. So everybody who likes to join this session can be more active. You can volunteer yourself. So without further ado, I'll invite our table topics master. Who is it? Chong Yu Meng. The stage is.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Evening, for bringing me in. Okay, my name is Yuming, and it will be grateful for me to be a table topics masters for today. So as Toastmaster Evening alluded to earlier on, my job is to provide you guys the topics for the table topics session. Yes. And just a quick rules about what table topic is all about. So table topic is basically impromptu speeches. It will be done. Speaker will need to respond within 1 to 2 minutes. So timer, just to remind everyone here. So the green light will be at the 1 minute mark. Okay. Yellow light, amber light at 1 minute and 30 seconds. And red light at the 2 minute mark. So yes, that's the time when you have to conclude your speech, as any speeches beyond 2 minutes and 30 seconds will be deemed over time. So since the theme of this meeting is about relates to National Day, we hear the presiding officers and our Toastmaster evening have shared to us about what's the significance of voice of freedom. Now is the time to hear your voices of freedom now. So that will be good. So since this theme is relating to National Day, so the topics I prepared is relating to National Day as well, be it Malaysia, National Day, and something related to that. So it will be grateful for those guests who are not Malaysian to let me know earlier hand, because I also prepare some topics which is tailored for you guys as well. So all you have to do is just text to me via the chat, or you can just tell me straight away. So who will be the first volunteer?
May I?
Hi, Conan. Nice to see you. Okay, so I have numbers 1 to 9. So which number will you prefer?
Let's go with 7.
7. So Toastmaster Conan, Malaysia through my eyes. Malaysia through my eyes. Toastmaster Conan, the stage is yours.
Before I start, how can I talk about making fun of like the parliament members? Or rather, not parliament members, but parliament in general.
You can do it, but
So long you
tactfully.
don't get into the 3R, just track carefully.
Okay, I'll try. With that in mind, I'm sorry, speaker. Strict, please. No, Swifty. What else? We also have the infamous. Speak English, please. You. This is Malaysian Parliament. You may look at them and you may think, wow, Malaysia must be such a joke. You look at other countries, their parliament, they're discussing topics like education, what will the government budget be? Should this policy go through? But in Malaysia, It's not that we don't have that, it's that we have that alongside all this flowery comedy. However, if you think that Malaysia is bad, that we are incompetent, I urge you to look at it from a different lens. We, as Malaysians, despite all of this funny monkey business in the parliament, we still manage to achieve a lot of important goals. Our unemployment rate is down, inflation rate's also coming down, and if you ask me, with all the FDI that is coming into Malaysia, foreign direct investment that is, I feel like things are looking up in our country. So at the end of the day, while you think the Malaysian government may be bogus, do know that it's actually quite resilient and powerful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Conan, for sharing both sides of Malaysia. And just a quick disclaimer, by the way. I have watched British Parliament also, and I have to tell you, when you watch that, you will say Malaysia is about there also.
Oh,
Because they
really?
always like to make a jeering sound, "Eh," like this
Okay,
all the time.
send me some videos. I want to see.
And also Taiwanese Parliament like to throw chairs everywhere. So it's a fact here. Yeah, well, a good start with the Parliament, and later on, yeah, someone remember Taiwanese Parliament. And also the other side, Malaysia, which ignoring politics, we humans, we are just people, we just want to get our life as well. So I like to call upon the second volunteer. I think I was given a list. Is that right? Muthu, is that right? No?
Yep, I'm here.
Hi there, Muthu. Nice to see you.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. Okay. Hi, Muthu. Um, so now we have a list from numbers 1 to 9, ignoring number 7. Which number will you pick?
I'm sorry, I just came in because I was writing this evaluation.
4.
Can you carry on with another person? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay, it's okay. So I like to
Okay.
call the third guy, Azmil. Toastmaster Azmil.
Yes, I will
So I
pick
have
number
numbers.
2.
Number 2. Wow, that was a good, interesting topic, all right.
Really?
Toastmaster Azmil, I'm a proud Malaysian. I'm a proud Malaysian. Toastmaster Azmil, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters. I am a proud Malaysian, and I'm not just saying it. I grew up in this country with a lot of ups and downs. I didn't come from rich family. There's a lot of trial and error. We need to get by. We need to live our life. But I was fortunate enough to have a good education, to have a good opportunity for work. I've got good friends. I've got good family. And all of this I cannot get in other countries. May not. I've been in other countries as a visitor, but I always come back to Malaysia to say that this is where I belong and this is where I want to spend the rest of my life in. Second close will be New Zealand. I fell in love with New Zealand at one point, but it cannot beat Malaysia. It's hot most of the time. When I work, I do connect with my colleagues in the other countries, in UK or in the US. Sometimes they complain about snow. Oh, that's not a problem here in Malaysia. Here we've got sunshine throughout the year. And that's something that people will always come from all over the place to have that tropical, aquatic temperature in Malaysia. We also have a lot of beautiful beaches. I've been to a lot of beach. I've been to a lot of islands. Recently, I went to Perhentian, beautiful beach. I've been to Tioman, where I got my diving license, and I really enjoy. And top of all, in Malaysia, I enjoy the food. Not just Malay food, Indian food, Chinese food, fusion food, all the food that you can name in the world is here in Malaysia. I am a proud Malaysian. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Azmi. I couldn't agree with you more on the food and the weather. So in fact, I spent some time in the UK studying undergraduate, so I can tell you my closet is four seasons. And a fact about European countries is that their summers are pretty hot because they don't believe in air conditioning, so you have to bear with their heat. Yeah. Even the hotel I'm staying has no fans at all. So like, oh my goodness, I'm so cooked up inside, man. Yeah. So, so thank you so much, Toastmaster Asmil, for the for the speech. Now I'd like to call the third speaker. So who would like to volunteer?
If I try.
Wait, hold on. Is that Zhi Jun?
Yeah,
Hi,
Zhi
Zhi
Jun.
Jun. So I have numbers 1 to 9, excluding 2 and 7. Which number will you prefer?
Let me take number 1.
Number 1. Okay, that is quite interesting. Toastmaster Zhi Jun, a Malaysian icon whom I admire. A Malaysian icon whom I admire, Toastmaster Zhi Jun. Bahasa Melayu is tokoh Malaysia lah. So just to give you some hints about this topic.
Any topic to change? I don't know, this I can't think. Yeah, oh, my understanding.
Zhi Jun, you
Lee
can
Chong
talk
Wei.
about Lee Jun Wei, you can talk about Mahathir, Anwar, can you talk about your deputy dean or someone in the account department or account field that you admire lah?
A Malaysia icon that I admire. For me, because not I'm not the person who always get in touch with the politician news. I apologize to that. So I'm not that a person who knows about, but I think has some I feel like not very admire, but feel like more like to. The first is the former Pin- I think it's a former Penang lead, right? The YB Ling Guan Eng, who because what I like about him is as a Penang guy, and then he that time when he rules the Penang, and then he make our Penang is a very greener, and then all are very advanced. And second, what I like is about Jimmy. Okay. Okay. I think that's all for me because what I like is about Dr. Ling like maybe Ling Guan Eng who makes our state who is more outstanding than the other state which are more advanced and then more cleaner Penang. And then back to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Zhi Jun. So what Toastmaster Zhi Jun has shared to us is that you don't need to look at those big shots and those big icons in Malaysia. I think I have a list here. Jimmy Choo, Jacqueline Victor, Michelle Yeoh Lee Chong Wei. Sometimes you can look upon to our local leaders instead, as they are the ones actually impact. They are the ones who actually make an impact in your livelihoods, and also livelihoods are in particular, and that might inspire you to do that as well in the future. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Zhi Jun. Now I'd like to call our fourth speaker. Who's our fourth speaker? Any guess here, by the way? The guest non role players or anyone?
I'll do it.
Hi there, what's your name?
Elysia Tay.
Elysia. Hi, Toastmaster Elysia. Okay, it's been quite a while. Last saw you in the which event. So yeah. So Toastmaster Elysia, I have numbers 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 and 9. So which number will you prefer?
7 now.
Huh?
7.
7. Oh, I beg pardon?
Yeah.
3,
7
4,
already
5,
taken.
6, 8, and 9.
8. 8.
8. Toastmaster Elysia, the topic is my favorite sport in Malaysia. My favorite sport in Malaysia, Toastmaster Elysia, the stage is yours.
My favorite sport in Malaysia. I don't know any sport that really belong to Malaysia except that what do you call the throw on the floor one? What do you call that? But of course, I do like a few sports. It's not because of Malaysia, and actually, I did have 2 sports that I started in Malaysia. Let's talk about that. When I came back to Malaysia, I got into cycling. It's a very good sport, but when I took that sport, it was because I need to find a way to get into the Malaysian society. And one of my classmates, when at my age, when you say classmate, and I just follow his team of cycling. I also, okay, let's just try it. I truly enjoy it. Nonetheless, I was also very scared. Every time I rode on the bicycle, I would say, "Oh Lord Jesus! Oh Lord Jesus! Oh Lord Jesus!" You know why? Because if you fell, you were like right into your bone and your skin, right? Your body. I cannot imagine. Thank God that I was blessed by God that nothing happened. And at a point, I felt that I had to stop because I cannot bear that kind of fear, anxiety. When you think too negatively, you have the sense it very likely would happen, right? So I thought at one sense, I told myself, okay, let's stop. But I already spent so much. I accidentally joined a professional team and bought a very good bicycle. Okay, now it's now like in the museum for me. Nonetheless, sport that I had in Malaysia when I returned, it was a very good experience, and I maintain having sports in other way. We need sport to stay healthy. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Elysia, for sharing your favorite sport in Malaysia. So when people first talk about favorite sport in Malaysia, what people think in mind? We start with the B word, yes, badminton. And yet you share about cycling, which is quite a good thing because cycling is the in thing nowadays in Malaysia. And one of our cycling athlete won a prize, in fact. I forgot his name. I know he's a Malay. He's that good. Yeah. So thank you once again, Toastmaster Elysia, for sharing her favorite sport. So timer, do you have one can I have one more speaker for this session or time's up?
Time is up, unfortunately.
Okay, no problem. So that concludes the table topic session for today. And before I conclude this session, I'd like to call upon the vote for the best table topic speaker. So is everyone done voting? Has everyone done their voting?
The poll will be open for another 20 seconds.
Okay, thank you. So just a quick ask before I end this session. Does any of the audience feel more patriotic after this session? I just want
Thank you
to
for
reach my
letting
KPI, that's all.
Thank you for letting me know how
Uh,
was my knowledge to Malaysian thing.
I will only feel more patriotic if let's say our exchange rate is matching Singapore's currency.
Okay. Anyone, any thoughts? Just a quick share because we are waiting for the vote to close.
The voting is ended, by the way.
Okay, thanks for the vote and your participation. That means a lot to me. I, as the table topics masters for today, signing out for today's session. Back to you, back to you, Toastmaster evening.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Chong Yu Meng. It was really a wonderful table topics session. And now we'll be going on to a short break, a short 5-minute break. I'm so sorry, the break just now was not supposed to happen. It was supposed to happen after the table topic session. So without further ado, you guys have 5 minutes, so we'll be back at 9:16 p.m.
Is the slides have been edited?
Yeah, maybe can then skip to the next slide for Nina's speech evaluator. Yeah. Okay, so I would like to welcome Toastmasters Conan to give his evaluation. Over to you.
Hi everyone, I'm Conan, and wow, what a coincidence! A persuasive influence one evaluating another persuasive influence one. What are the odds? So, Nina, you use Pavlov's classical conditioning to train obedience in your teammates. Very authoritative. And that just happens to be the theme that I would like everyone to take away from your speech. So, what makes your speech authoritative? First, you have open hand gestures, which is good. It shows that you are confident. You're confident enough to be vulnerable to make your points. Furthermore, I love it when you changed your tone, when you went from talking about all the good things that you did with your leadership style to the limitations. You went from, oh, I completed this project with my friends. I got really good results, to, I know there are challenges to this style. This change in tone, it grabs our attention. And it shows that you want to make a point with your authority. Furthermore, I see that you have used a lot of techniques to grab the audience's attention. Things like repetition of the phrase, consider it done. Or how about that attention grab you did at the start, where you found a victim in our Toastmaster of the evening, Wei Xiang? There's also your usage of dialogue and your summarization of your whole story at the end, which made it easy for the audience to follow. And at the same time, I believe that this influence, this attention grabbing habits of yours could use just a little bit more resilience. For example, your opening can be a bit slower. I don't just lead, I command could be lengthened to I don't just lead, I command. Just have that longer pause in the middle, and I believe you can do it. This is also seen in I'm a red flag with results. I believe that a pause could be added between red flag with results. Furthermore, one more thing I would like you to work on is the attention grabbing skit you did at the start with finding a victim. I feel like that is a bit of a one-off skit you do. So I would like to challenge you to come up with a different skit next time that you can reference to again later in the speech. For example, it doesn't have to be very complicated. If I were to take what you did at the start here, for example, I would include a question at the end like, Wei Xiang, do you trust me to help you build your dream house? So to wrap it all up, you have authority and you stay true to your Toastmasters pathway of persuasive influence, using techniques like open hand gestures to summarize your speech at the end, and using different types of dialogue and persuasive techniques to grab the audience's attention. At the same time, I believe that this influence you exude can use more resilience. And also, I challenge you to come up with a skit that you can use again in your speech. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Conan, our first evaluator for tonight. I really like how you had a really good structure on how you gave the evaluation, and you always had supporting points to back up how the audience felt about the speech. Maybe just a suggestion for you. Maybe instead of saying the third point being she had really good techniques, maybe you can just mention one of the techniques that she did good, because having good body hand gestures and also a good tone is also a technique. So technically, you can just say the top 3 best techniques that she did to just emphasize on the top 3. All right, so now I would like to thank you again, Toastmasters Conan, and I would like to invite the second evaluator tonight, which is distinguished Toastmasters Muthu. Over to you.
Thank you, Sonea. Can you all hear me? Good, great, guys. Lim Yen Siew. Hi. Can I call you Yen for this evaluation to make it more closer? All right. First of all, Yen, for every speech, we are looking at few important areas, which is the opening, body, conclusion, your voice, body gesture, and eye contact. Let's see which are the areas you did really well. You know, your opening was really dramatic, where you opened the sentence by saying it's Friday morning and it's late. And you're just late for your hiking with your friends. That was a dramatic opening. That's good. And your body was full of stories, continued. And the conclusion, you started the trail, ends up with the trill. That was a good organized body and the conclusion. So that area you did very well. And again, your voice was great because I think everybody can hear clearly, even though there was some buffer here and there, but it was clear enough for me to hear. And also your gestures was great because you're using a gesture for your action words. For example, you wash your face, and most of the time you were just moving your head. So that was good gestures that you already have. And also the great moments throughout the hiking. And let us work together and see what are the 2 areas that we can look into for your next speech. All right. First area, facing the camera. Wow, this is really difficult part for each and every one of us in the beginning when you're attending the Zoom meeting, because facing the camera is something like the actor. You need to learn some acting skills so that you can face the camera. But one tips is you can set your laptop, the camera point just straight to your eye point, so you don't have to look down or look up. You just talk straight to the laptop. So that is one improvement point. And the next one is vivid word choice for your situations that you stuck in the jungle. Yeah, just imagine when I was walking alone, there was total silence. When I look back, side and front, no one, and my goosebumps were up. Luckily, there was a mysterious uncle just in front of me. Then that kind of word choice we are expecting to make your story even better. All right. In a nutshell, Yen, you have a great potential to be extraordinary storyteller, and just take two consideration from this mysterious evaluation uncle that you just need to work on to face the camera and some vivid word choices. With that, nevertheless, don't forget, most important, charge your phone next time you go for a hiking. What a resilient Yen you are. Even though you're late for the hiking, but you still continued. Even though it was a train, ends up to become a trill. Thank you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmasters Muthu, for your evaluation just now. I really liked how you asked Yen Xiu if you can call her Yen. I feel like it's a sign of you trying to be friendly with her and she shouldn't be afraid having a DTM evaluating her. And also, I like the way you present your evaluation so that you don't criticize her in front of the audience, but you directly talk to her so that she knows what she needs to improve on. And this is my first time being in an online meeting with you. So I feel like this is not your normal habitat. I think you need to maybe work on your digital humor a little bit. But again, thank you so much for your evaluation. I'm sure Yancy will learn a lot from you. Next, I would like to call upon the third speech evaluator for tonight, distinguished Toastmaster Azmil. Over to you for your evaluation.
Thank you, General Evaluator Sonea. Shin Yin, 7 years, 12 years, the time it takes to love. There's so many things that I love about your speech, and I'm going to tell you what. The first thing is your creative topic. It captures the audience before you even start speaking. I was intrigued. What is this 7 years, 12 years time it takes to love? And I've already formed an idea. You're going to talk about lovey-dovey, man, girl, and so on. And then there's a plot twist, another thing that I love. It's not about love in that sense. You are talking about passion for music. I love the plot twist. And then you started speaking. You stood when you speak. And that gave a very excellent visual to the audience. Not many people in Zoom meetings or in virtual meetings would prefer to stand, but you did that. And I really encourage that everybody does that. Vocal variety is your strongest, I would say. You have all the variety and the spectrums of vocal variety in your speech. You have got the conversation tone. Your love and hate and confused was visible. You have excellent body language, excellent hand gesture, and I could see it from the camera because you were standing up. You use props. You've got your, I don't know what is it called, and then you've got your piano, and then you were demonstrating to us some of the things that you do. So those are the things that you did very well. But I think the best is when you close it with a clear message and lessons learned for the audience to take away. Don't give up too easily. So thank you very much, Shin Yin, for that wonderful speech. I was able to pick up a lot of lessons from there. If I were to encourage you for the next level, there's two things. Number one, it may not be your fault, but the audio was not great. The sound was a bit distant and it was a bit breaking. I had to put my hands on my earphone to really capture what you were speaking about, especially when you look away and you were talking. So it was a bit of a challenge for me to pick up. I would encourage that if you are delivering this speech again on a virtual setting, test your mic or get the audience to confirm that they are able to hear you well. The second thing is you have got such creative topic. I would encourage that you close with that. It would be more impactful if you can end with 7 years, 12 years, the time it takes to love. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Azmil. I really like your English accent. I'm not sure if it's an accent, but the tone is so smooth and clear and crisp for me. I think it's really easy to understand what you're trying to share with us. And you are very all-encompassing. You managed to throw out a lot of points that were really good for Shin Yin to take away. And finally, I really like how you used I and we when giving her the suggestion. And that's really all from me for my evaluation for you. Next, I would like to call upon the next evaluator. I'm not really seeing the screen right now, but let me check the agenda on who is the next evaluator. Okay, so now I would like to call upon Toastmasters Ikhtifar, the table topics evaluator. Over to you.
All right. Thank you, Sonea, for the kind introduction. Now, for table topics, there's a lot of ways to do table topics. You can talk about the topic, you can talk about around the topic or against the topic. And today, most of the speakers choose to talk about the topic instead of going around or against, which is fair because today's title are mostly statements about how you feel to certain things. Let's say, how do you feel about Malaysia? How do you feel about sports? Who do you admire? Which are all statements. And you can't really talk anything against or around the topic since it's statements. Let's start with our first speaker, which is Conan. Conan, your title was Malaysia Through My Eyes. I really like that okay, fine. I'm going to be a bit biased because you are my unofficial mentee, but today you really did very good by keeping it short and sweet in a way that you focus on the topic and you didn't really stir away from the topic. You talk about how you perceive parliament meetings, parliament sessions through your eyes. And that was the focal point of your speech. What I'd like you to practice on or challenge yourself, right, is to have conversation. Yes, we had conversation in your speech. However, we were like it was kind of weird because we don't know whether you're talking to people or you're mimicking some of the MPs in the parliament. Next time when you want to start your speech about parliament, maybe you can start with Yang di-Pertuan, then you can talk about whoever you want to mimic, and also use a different tone of voice so that we can know that, oh, you're actually mimicking this person A or this person B. All right. For Azmil, your title was A Proud Malaysian. I really like the spirit where you ready to take on the challenge. You said, okay, number 2. And I think like the TTM was a bit shocked, but I really like the spirit where you're ready to take on the challenge, which is really your character from the day one that I know you. And what I like is you actually build up your speech slowly, by layers. Like, for example, you started by saying that, oh, I am a Malaysian. I was born here. I grew up here, and this is what I wish. That I always believe that being a Malaysian is a good thing. And after, when you build your credentials, you build it up with facts about why do you like Malaysia. Have beautiful beaches, have beautiful culture, have food. And really, I like that your speech tonight, right, was actually like almost like you were unpeeling an onion layer by layer. And when you come to the core where you say, yes, I'm a proud Malaysian, what I would like you to challenge is to put in more conversations in your topic. Yes, I know that 3 minutes might be short. Maybe like you can mimic a conversation about when your friends were talking about, the weather is so bad today. It snowed. It was like 5 meters of snow today. Maybe you can work on your conversations in your table topics. Zhi Jun, your topic was a Malaysian that I can admire, and you choose Lim Guan Eng. Yes, I know that you're proud Penang night, and that's one of the key icons in Penang. I didn't have a lot of things to talk about because you really kept the speech quite short, and I really can't really give you much feedback. My challenge is maybe to improve yourself because table topics are mostly about general knowledge and also things that's happening throughout the country. So I will challenge you to just read a paper. Maybe like just grab a star while you are committing to work, and you can know what is going on, and then you can build your experience and stories through reading more. And lastly, our DTM Elysia, and your topic was my favorite sport in Malaysia. you were trying to at your introduction, you were trying to build up your topic. You were like thinking that, what's my favorite sport? No, I don't have a favorite sport. And then you say that, oh yeah, there's no there's no favorite sports or sport that is truly Malaysian or originate in Malaysia. And you start with having being you talk about share your experience about cycling when you choose to join a pro cycling squad or a team, which was to me, yes, it's a bit challenging when you join a pro cycling team, because I also joined a team in Shah Alam, and after the first session I already like gave up. I said, never mind, let's not go cycling, let's go hiking. That's the best first sport ever. And I really like the drama that you build and you infuse to the speech, like, oh God, oh Jesus, oh Jesus, oh Jesus. Like, we were like there with you when you were like pedaling. We understand your pain, Elysia. Yes, go on. Yes, in the name of God, go on. And we really admire that. I really admire that part of the way that you create your speech. We can really imagine your fear. My challenge is maybe you can make it more dramatic a bit more by like adding a conversation with your friends or more hand gestures, so that we can be more immersed in your world of pain while cycling. Yes, I hate cycling. And yeah, all in all, I saw that, I mean, tonight's speakers, the four of you really did very well in your table topics. And I really want to hear more from you guys in the future. Back to you, Madam GE.
Thank you so much, table topic evaluator Ikhtifar. I really like how you introduce the overall vibe of what the table topic speakers chose to go about, which is about, around, and against. I've heard this being mentioned before in other meetings, but tonight I really like how you actually broke it down, that most of the speakers did about instead of around or against. So that's a really good thing that you did tonight. Another thing that I really like is you highlighting DTM Alicia's humorous highlights. I think that when the table topic evaluator highlights all these good parts about the previous speakers, it really brings us back to that moment and gives us a little bit more to chuckle about, because there's not really a lot that table topic evaluator can make humorous about the speech other than collecting back the highlights. And lastly, I would suggest to you maybe to use a hamburger method, so that you can state the good points that they did, you give your suggestion, and then you can restate back both of the things that they did, or just restate the good points that they did. All right, thank you so much, table topic evaluator, Toastmasters Ikhtifar. Now I would like to call upon the voting. I would like to call upon the Toastmaster of the evening, to do the voting. Thank you.
The poll. Okay, voting has ended.
Okay, thank you so much, President, for informing that. Okay, now we are back to our tag team report, and we are starting off with the Grammarian, which is Toastmasters Alif Ibrahim. Over to you, Grammarian.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of our General Evaluator, and good evening to all of University Malaya Toastmasters Club. So I have listened to many effective language, and I have also noticed a few suggestions that I could come up with. And who used the word of the day today? Resilience. Our Toastmaster of the evening, Lia, used it twice. Your resilience really did help you. Your resilience made you who you are today. And our speaker, Liman Su, also used the word of the day. Our table topic speaker, Conan, also used the word of the day, resilience. somewhere in government, quite resilient and powerful. And let's move on to the languages and quotes that I find interesting. Nina, the refrain, "consider it done," was quite memorable and it was on your speech and it was on brand with your speech. Toastmaster Liman Su, "the real journey isn't just about reaching the peak." Wow, that's a strong image and takeaway. Our Toastmaster Yong Shingi, "finding something you love is like finding someone you love." That's a clear analogy with rhythm. Our Toastmaster of the evening, Liang, used, "it was quite a predicament for you to be lost in cricket guessing." And also, I noticed that the first evaluator used the word intrigued, which means arouse the curiosity or interest of. And someone in the evaluation session used spectrum of vocal variety. And the suggestions for improvements is one is things don't go according to the plan should be things don't go according to plan. Should drop the before plan. And I entered Toastmaster at the same time as her. Could be I entered Toastmasters at the same time as she did. And the opening address by me, you could avoid myself because before this, the opening address by myself, you put it that way. And in the table topic speech, because in 1957, our first Prime Minister Tunku Abdul Rahman, he fought for us. Should be he fought for us. It's a past tense. "It will be grateful for me to be a table topic master for today. It is my pleasure to be the table topics master today." And lastly, I urge you to look at it from a different lens. I urge you to look at it through different lens. Overall, the meeting showcased strong storytelling, vivid analogies, and purposeful repetition. So with small tweaks, your already engaging content will land even more powerfully. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Alif, our grammarian for tonight. I really like how you were talking like a news anchor. I think it engaged my attention there, and also he used a lot of vocabulary, which is very fitting as a grammarian. One thing that I would like to maybe suggest is to use the word of the day in the chat. I'm not sure if I'm the one who missed because of all the active participation in the chats, but I did not see it there. So maybe you can try it out the next time. Thank you so much, Grammarian, Toastmasters Alif. Next, I would like to call upon the R counter, Toastmasters Harshini, our president. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So, I will now be presenting the R counters report. So first, for our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Wei Xiang, you had 4 ers, 1 4 and 4 so's with repetitions of in and that twice, making your total pause filler 17. Followed by Toastmaster Alif, our grammarian, he had 2 ers, 1 and. So he had total pause fillers 3. And then we had our first speaker, Nina Batrisha, who had 1 1 and repeated the phrase we pulled up twice, making her pause fillers totaled up to 4. Then we had second speaker, Lin Yan Xiu, who had 2 1 and 2 so, repeated I twice. Her total pause fillers were 7. We had speaker number 3, Toastmaster Shin Yin, who had 0 pause fillers. And then our table topics master, Toastmaster Meng, had 1 2 so's and repeated 4 twice. His total pause fillers are 5. And we had our Toastmaster Conan, who was evaluator for Toastmaster Nina and also participated in table topics, had 1 so and repeated 2 when twice. His total pause fillers are 3. And then we have Toastmaster Azmil, who was an evaluator for Toastmaster Shin Yin and participated in table topics, who had 1 so his total pause fillers are just 1. And then we had Toastmaster Zhi Jun, who had 1 and 1 and, totaling her pause fillers to 2. We have Toastmaster Elysia, who had 1 and repeated the word like twice. Her total pause fillers are 3. And we have Toastmaster Muthukumaran, who was the evaluator for Siew, who had 1 making his total pause fillers 1. We have table topics evaluator Toastmaster Ikhtifar with 1 1 and repeated the tries, making his total pause fillers 5. Finally, we have our GE, Toastmaster Sonea herself, had 7 so her total pause fillers are 7. So that's all from me. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much for the very detailed report. Yes, I was trying to hold myself from saying my it for tonight, but I really like how she got everyone's arms, and all the other filler words that we have for tonight. Thank you so much for catching that. Maybe a suggestion for you is you can do a filler word of the day, which is the most used filler word, and then you can give a suggestion on how we can reduce the filler word that was most used for the night. Just a suggestion for you, if you have time to do that. Okay, so it's okay. What you've done was totally enough and good for us to know what our weaknesses are when we are speaking. Thank you so much, our R counter President Harshini. So lastly, we are going on to our timer, Toastmasters Aimaan, for his timer report. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam GE. And for my time report, I'm pleased to say that most of you guys managed to be on time. And for the project speeches, all speakers are on time. Nina, she took about 6 minutes and 34 seconds. Speaker Lim Yan Siew took about 6 minutes and 52 seconds. And Speaker Shin Yin took about 7 minutes and 12 seconds. For table topics, everyone is also on time. Speaker Conan, he took 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Speaker Azmil, he took about 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Speaker Zhi Jun took about 1 minute and 41 seconds, and Speaker Elysia took about 2 minutes and 28 seconds. For the evaluation segment, our first evaluator, Conan, he took 2 minutes and 55 seconds. No, 3 minutes and 29 seconds is about 9 seconds overspent. Our second speaker, Muthu, he took 3 minutes and 2 seconds. And our last evaluator for project speeches, Azmil, he took 3 minutes and 2 seconds. And for our table topics evaluation, Ikhtifar, he took 5 minutes and 40 seconds. And for our role player reports, the Grammarian, Alif, he took about 3 minutes and 35 seconds, 5 seconds overspent. Our counter, Harshini, took 2 minutes and 44 seconds, 40 seconds overspent. And finally me, the timer, I took about 1 minute and 31 seconds. That's all from me. Thank you, and back to you, Madam GE.
Thank you so much to our timer, Toastmasters Aimaan, for the very detailed report. And you were able to show us the timing. I really like that you raised your hand so that you were always pinned to the top and everyone can see the timing. Is it red, yellow, green? Okay, what's the time that they need to take care of? Maybe a suggestion for when you are giving the report is you can say if they are within time or not, just in case, our line is a bit bad, so they can catch the within time and they'll give a sigh of relief. Okay, as long as I'm within time. All right, so just a suggestion for you. Thank you so much, Toastmasters Aimaan. So now I will be giving my general evaluators report. So this is for the report of the overall meeting that has been going on for tonight. So this is the first time that I'm in a Toastmasters club meeting. I was invited by Chizan, and before the meeting, we had our president Harshini who invited me into the role players group, which is very good because you can just put everything there in one shot, so you don't have to text different people all the time. So that's very good. Thank you for the very excellent pre-planning before the meeting. And I really like how the Toastmasters of the evening, I guess this is your club culture, starting with your club history. And I really liked knowing more about Toastmasters Club, when it was chartered and who was the charter member, president. Yeah. It's really good to know, and I liked how you introduced the flow. So for those who are guests, you are able to understand what will be going on or what to expect during the meeting. So what I saw here was that we were introducing the role players starting at 8:16. So it was a bit later than the agenda. We were supposed to start earlier, and in the end we started at 8:20, but we were able to catch up on time currently. And I would say that maybe you can have an explanation of the tag team role on the screen itself, so that in case, like just now we had one of the role players, the mic was like not really that functioning at the time, so we couldn't hear them well. So if we had the roles on the screen itself, people can just read instead. So it's not, you can always keep it on your slide, so you don't have to change it a lot. Okay, so now moving on, for the TOE, maybe you can ask more questions or play a short game, get to know the audience a little bit, because you have the advantage of having the chat. And I really love using the chat when we are in a Zoom or online session, because you can interact more with the audience using the chat. You don't have to ask for an answer. You can give them between a 1 or a 2, so that there's a lot of them spamming the chats, and it's like they can dip their feet into the water a little bit, so they can interact more in the chat as the meeting goes on. And talking about the chat, again, I really love how all the members are very actively talking about when the speaker is speaking, and they'll talk about, wow, Nina is going to be a lawyer, or like the next prime minister. Okay, I'm very entertained by the comments, because it doesn't take away my focus from the speaker, I would say, because I really love reading the comments. It's like when you're scrolling through TikTok and the TikTok is speaking and you're reading the comments at the same time. Yeah, I would say it's a little bit like that. So I really like the energy that the members gave as well. And then we went on to the table topic session, which is at 8:50. Also, like I would say it was 10 minutes late. Yes, live stream experience. I love that for us. And very good for about the table topic master that reminded us to keep in mind for the 3 R's, so that we don't go overboard with our table topic speeches. And then maybe a suggestion for you guys is to arrange the speakers for those who don't have roles tonight, because I saw that Toastmasters Conan and Distinguished Toastmasters Azmil were the 2 people who are evaluators, but they took on the role. I would like to see more guests taking the table topic speeches instead, although I'm not sure who the guests are here. Yeah, so maybe you can invite one person who is the designated first speaker instead, and then you can invite those who don't have roles for the night, so you can give more chance to them, especially since we took a bit more time introducing the club. I think I'm out of time already, but overall, I really enjoyed the meeting tonight. I hope my general evaluation can improve your meeting to the next level. Back to you, Toastmasters of the evening, Wei Xiang.
Thank you very much to our general evaluator. So now it's our award session. So, okay, so there's 3 awards. So the three awards are to be given to the best speaker, the best table topic session speaker, and the third one is the best evaluator. So our sorry, our speech, the award for the best speech of the evening goes to, I don't know, sorry, sorry, it's conducted by our ASAA. ASAA, can you roll up okay, sorry, it's already rolled up. So the best speaker award goes to Nina Patricia. So can everyone give a big round of applause to her? Yay!
All right.
Yes, yes.
I will be taking a picture. Toastmaster Nina. Okay. Where? Can everyone actually see me sharing screen? Can? Because I can't see it. So I hope it's in the picture. That means I can't take the picture. Wei Xiang, can you take screenshot instead with the cert?
Screenshot. Wait, how do I do this? I'm sorry, I'm not an expert at Zoom.
Oh, it's okay.
How do I do this?
Oh. I mean, then it's fine lah. I just crop Nina's picture later. All right. Nina, are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you.
Okay, for our next award, this is the award for best table topic speaker, and the award goes to Azmil Abdul Aziz. Congratulations, Aziz. Okay.
Okay. Let me. Okay. Okay, right. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Congratulations, Azmil. And now the award for the best evaluator goes
wait.
Sorry.
Apologies. Wait. Something's wrong. Wait. Okay. Right. Best evaluator is okay. Right. 1, 2, 3. All right. Back to you, Tammy.
Okay, so that is all for our award ceremony. And now I'd like to have our president's general evaluation. Oh, a general evaluation appreciation. Okay. Now I'd like to provide the certificate of appreciation to our general evaluator, Sonea Clarence.
Okay. Where is? All right. 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Sonia Clarence, for being our general evaluator. And now I'd like to pass the floor to our presiding officer, Harshini, for the closing address.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening. So, today's meeting was, to say, very patriotic, will be doing it a disservice. Because not only was the table topics itself surrounded by Malaysian icons, favorite sports for Malaysians, it truly ignited the spirit of resilience and independence in within us, conjunction to the celebration of Independence Day on the 31st. Overall, this meeting was really good from the beginning till the end. We had great role players. I really loved General Evaluator's evaluation. It was very detailed, and I personally learned a lot from her evaluation as well. I do apologize if I was a bit nitpicky as the R counter. I tried my best to hear all the ahs and ums. I definitely missed some that I can recall. Other than that, today's meeting, as usual, would like to thank everyone here, Toastmasters, guests, and evaluators. And moving forward, I'm hoping to meet everyone here again for our meetings. So, before we proceed to the end of our meeting, I would like to open the floor to anyone here to have any announcements regarding your club's meetings or anything else. Anyone?
Hi, President Harshini. Wallace here. Okay, maybe just a quick one. Overall, I enjoyed the meeting. Overall, meeting conduct is professionally done. Just that, a kind reminder because we have observed, we have attended few meetings that actually some club that I forgot to address acknowledge the district officers. For example, like Azmil is our senior district officer, is our district administration manager, and myself as the division W director and also area W1 director Zhi Jun as well. So we are all division W, we might don't mind. But imagine if we invite other divisions, district officers, so it's also remember to acknowledge them. This is a protocol. So this is what my reminder is. Other than that, I totally enjoy and well done. And back to you.
Thank you very much, Division Director, Toastmaster Wallace. Okay, I'll definitely keep it in mind for our upcoming meetings. And I'm glad you enjoyed the meeting as well. Others? Any other announcements? Anything to add on? Okay. If no, then I will proceed to sharing our upcoming meetings. So for Toastmasters Club, our upcoming meetings are on the 1st September and 8th September, which are both online meetings. So if you would like to attend again and you would like to spread the word for our upcoming meetings, feel free to do so. So that's all for announcements, and I will officially end the meeting tonight. And before everyone leaves, I would like to have a wait. Okay. So I would like everyone to share your thoughts and feedbacks live on Zoom. Let me try to make it happen. Because it's my first time using Zoom as well for this. So let me try it. All right. So let me just share this. So I hope everyone in the meeting can fill in if you guys would like to. So, yeah. So this is the feedback form. Feel free to fill up your thoughts on the meeting. Can you guys fill it in? Okay. Yes. So just fill up your feedbacks on the meeting, what you would like to expect on upcoming meetings, your overall view. And this feedback will be used by us to improve our meetings as well. So that's all from me. Thank you everyone once again for joining and have a good night.